The Trump administration scoring a big victory in court as a judge rejects calls from blue states to block Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency from obtaining federal data. Our chief legal affairs correspondent, Paula Reed, is on the story for us. What are you learning, Paula?
So, Wolf, here we're talking about Judge Tanya Chutkan. She's the Obama-appointed judge who oversaw Trump's criminal case related to allegations of election subversion. Today, she declined to block Elon Musk and Doge from accessing data at a slew of federal agencies. Now, this lawsuit was brought by a group of Democratic state attorneys general. They were also asking Chutkan to block Doge from being able to fire federal employees or place them on involuntary leave. Now, Chutkan declined this request. She said that, quote, they have not shown that they will suffer imminent, irreparable harm absent a temporary restraining order. That's what they were asking for. She went on to say, the court is aware that Doge's unpredictable actions have resulted in considerable uncertainty and confusion for plaintiffs and many of their agencies and residents. It remains uncertain when and how the catalog of state programs that plaintiffs identify will suffer. And this is Doge's second big legal victory on this issue just today. Earlier today, another Obama-appointed judge here in Washington, Judge Randy Moss, ruled that Doge would not be blocked from accessing data at the Department of Education. And that came after a group of students that receive financial assistance sued to try to protect their data. But again, the judge ruled that they had not shown how they would be harmed. And at least 4 times in recent days, emergency lawsuits and legal actions against Doge have failed, mostly on this idea that judges say, look, you haven't shown that you have been harmed, but these judges have left the door open that if in the future plaintiffs or challengers can show that their data was compromised or improperly used, they may be able to return to court. Wolf?
All right, Paula Reed reporting for us. Thank you, Paula, very much. Our political and legal experts are joining us right now. And Elliot Williams, let me start with you. What do you make of these decisions?
Right, and picking up on Paula's last point there, this is certainly a win for Doge, but it wasn't an unequivocal one, Wolf. And there's some nuance in the judge's opinion. Yes, as Paula had said, the states did not establish that they were actually harmed. What the judge says is that, well, they're speculating. They think that in the future, if this thing happens, perhaps the residents of my states might, and it was speculative, the harm. But in the future, they can come back after, whether it's terminations or funding changes or whatever, and raise their arguments again. That was one. So they can revisit it. The other thing, and there was a big point made in here, she makes a statement about the appointment of Elon Musk and questions whether there is an appointments clause problem under the United States Constitution. Was this individual who's heading this entity properly appointed? She just put it out there, said that this is something that's going to be litigated. This is not the end of this case, but no, this was certainly a win temporarily for the Trump team.
Keyword temporarily. We'll see how that unfolds. Actually, at the end, as you know, Trump was asked today about Elon Musk's role with Doge. This is what he said. Listen to this.
Elon is, to me, a patriot. So, you know, you could call him an employee, you could call him a consultant, you could call him whatever you want, but he's a patriot.
How do you interpret that?
I mean, listen, we don't know who Elon Musk is. I mean, Elon Musk hasn't gotten security clearance. Why would you want someone who doesn't have security clearance to gain access to my secure data? I'm going to speak on behalf of the American people, if you don't mind, Wolf. What does getting sensitive information or access to grainy sensitive information have to do with cutting government waste? What does getting that information, access to that information, have to do with the price of eggs in Iowa? Absolutely nothing. The fox is in the hen house at this point, and Donald Trump is asleep at the wheel. He cannot tell us what information is being accessed, who's accessing it, and for what purpose are they using it. If you ask me, this is all, the only explanation at hand is that Donald Trump is bought by Elon Musk, and Elon Musk has carte blanche to do whatever he wants and to sell out Americans' sensitive data. The American people have to wake up to what's happening right now. This is not a test. And here's the other thing that I think is most concerning. This is only what we know, Wolf. It's what we don't know that Elon Musk is doing that is most alarming and should be most alarming to the American people.
Brian Lanza is with us as well. Brian, as you know, both Musk and Trump repeatedly gave the impression that Elon Musk is running, in fact, Doge. So how do you square that with this new White House claim that he isn't?
Listen, I think an advisor comes in and does certain things, but they don't have to get into details. Elon and his team, they're advisor to these agencies, they're advisor to the administration, and they're advising where the fraud, waste, and abuse is taking place. And yes, sometimes they do need data. They need, sometimes they need social security numbers to make sure there's not duplicates going on.
Banking information to determine how to cut government? What does that have to do with government?
They have to look at everything. Listen, when your bank account has been breached, you look at everything that's going place. You don't just say keep spending money and say I'll do research later.
But why do you need access to my personal bank account information? That's the problem. Is accessing people's personal information, and we don't know anything about Elon Musk.
We do. He's received security clearance for his contracts he's received. I mean, let's be clear. Elon has passed extensive security background checks because he's gotten these agreements during the Obama administration, during the Biden administration. So it's a lie to say Elon has not been vetted. He has been vetted by the FBI. He has been vetted by this government, or he would have never received those contracts. So I get that's a talking point that you want to confuse the American people on that. But the reality is he does have all these clearances, so he does have these access. The question becomes is why is the deep state sort of fighting this resistance of what President Trump was elected to do? Elon is a tool and a weapon to what President Trump wants to do, and he wants to shrink the size of government. And he's told people that he's going to shrink it. He got elected on this purpose. And you need data to make those decisions.
But I don't think you need people's personal data. That's the line we have to draw at some point.
Listen,
is that this is a man who's going in not just from Treasury
to other federal employees that access have. So he's not treated specially.
But the intent is not to. Those federal employees have access not with the intent of cutting government waste.
So your criticism is
he
he should not have that data because he's going to because he wants to cut government.
No, because he has access to it, and we don't know what he's doing with the information. Trump can't even tell us what he's doing with it.
Every employee at that level has the same access that Elon has. It's not special access.
Let me get Elliot back into this conversation.
I was enjoying that.
I was enjoying it too. Judge Chutkan also warned that the Department of Justice, as you know, has to make truthful representations to the court. What do you make of that?
That's a little bit of an ouchie from a federal judge, and having appeared in front of a lot of judges and clerked for two of them, you read between the lines about some of the statements they make. Now look, making truthful representations to the court is the basic core responsibility of any member of the bar or anybody who's appearing. A judge doesn't make a statement like that unless she has at least some sense that there was either some, if not falsehood, twisting of the truth a little bit in what they presented to her. Let's keep an eye on that and see exactly what she was getting at, and if she really is saying that the Justice Department was either lying or making falsehoods to her.
All right, guys, everyone, thank you very, very much.